The man dressed up as a teddy bear because he wanted his wife to stop being angry, holding a balloon with a silly appearance walking in front of her. The teddy bear politely knelt down and raised the balloon to ask her forgiveness. She looked at him clearly as a CEO, now he looked like a puppy. She helped him take off his bear hat and saw his cheeks flush with heat, and she kissed him. Her belly is growing bigger, she also prepares a bottle of milk, a toy duck for her children to play in the bath. There is also a reading machine for children. Seeing her happy face, he secretly smiled and hugged his wife, planning to buy famous brands for mother and baby. Preparing for the baby to be born, is this too generous? She told him not to spend money, it would be very expensive to raise children later. He agreed immediately, she can say whatever she wants now. She said that a classmate of hers from abroad was about to return home, making him uncomfortable. He asked if her classmate was male or female, and she said it was her best friend, Lisa. When he heard the name, he felt a bit familiar, like a pretty hot girl. This time it was her turn to feel upset. Her husband knew her best friend. Did Lisa go abroad because she broke up with her boyfriend? Tell her that Lisa is Henry's ex-girlfriend, because she did not say goodbye. So Henry has been looking for Lisa for a long time. She was really surprised. He told her not to think too much, prepared to give her a big gift. Then the two went to the office to open the apartment for sale, not expecting this to be his family's property. He immediately said he wanted to buy a house for his wife. Henry heard that he had a business relationship. He immediately laughed and introduced Ella to the apartment. Seeing that his wife was very satisfied, immediately closed the deal and got this apartment for her. Henry said, "I will give you a 40% discount." Lucas said, "Alms to beggars, ah? Must have 50% discount." Ella was surprised. Henry said, "Why?" Lucas smiled meaningfully, and in return, "I would tell you a secret. Lisa is back home." Henry was dumbfounded and told the staff to come and receive guests. Take whatever apartment you liked. And he himself rushed out. Just the name made him extremely excited. After that, she immediately started to choose a house. He asked permission to go out to make a phone call. At this moment, a familiar voice behind her gave her goosebumps. "I like this apartment, let's buy this." She turned her head and saw her cousin Teresa and her husband. Teresa's pregnant belly looks like it's about to reach the 8th month. This time, she intends to use a fake pregnancy to trick her husband's family into buying a house for her. This apartment is already owned by Ella. When looking at Ella, Teresa lost her temper and shouted, "It's you again, I see you everywhere," she said. "In short, how much you give back that apartment, I'll pay double it." Ella really hates Teresa's fighting attitude. Ella said it didn't cost money to buy this house, just a gift from the boss here. As she said that, she held the plate of cake in front of her. Teresa's eyes were filled with jealousy. She waved her hand and threw the whole plate of cake to the ground. Then rushed in to push Ella. Unexpectedly, hit a piece of bread on the ground and fell to the side. Fortunately, the staff was quick to catch Ella, but Teresa was not so lucky, fell to the ground, but also because she had a fake belly, so she was not injured. Suddenly, she regained consciousness and realized that her belly seemed to be misaligned and quickly hugged her stomach and cried out, "My child! Hurry to save my child!" Her husband was scared to death, so they left. Hearing a noise, Lucas ran in. She immediately hugged him. Can't imagine if the person who fell earlier was her. Today received an invitation card, which is a full-month party for Teresa's son. Although Ella thought she wasn't pregnant, she has now given birth to a son. Perhaps she was thinking too much. At this time, Lucas wrapped his arms around her from behind, caressed her belly, jokingly said, "Do you see how people are full of months?" He was eager to meet his children, leaned close to his wife's ear and said, if he married her earlier, they would have to attend his children's meeting first. After kissing her, he went to the company, told his wife to stay at home to be obedient. She smiled sweetly. He went out carefully. The servant said that a guest had arrived, just went down the stairs, surprised to see Tina's mother, a little surprised, feeling that she and her aunt had no connection at all. She peeled apples to invite guests. She said she didn't know if you had heard of her daughter? Her name is Tina. Unable to control herself, the fruit knife cut her hand. She was startled. She wanted to say something more but stopped, so she told her to go home. She looked at the wound that kept bleeding and was a little worried. So what did she come here for, or to pressure her? Lucas came back, found his wife dumbfounded. She just said she cut an apple with a cut hand. And he just narrowed his eyes slightly as if to see if she was telling the truth. Next time be a little more careful with sharp objects like knives. Don't touch or you will get hurt. She deliberately asked. See if it's true, your aunt came over to play today. His face suddenly darkened. What said there is a girl named Tina? Do you and Tina have any special relationship? He didn't answer, just coldly warned her, saying she shouldn't know about this. Her heart tightened. Although she had not met Tina, Ella knew that she always existed in Lucas's heart. Back in her room, she prepared to take a shower. Suddenly, a hand gripped the door tightly. She cried out in horror, "What the hell are you doing?" Only see his smiling evilly. Your hand is injured so I can help you take a bath. She pouted, this small wound is insignificant. He said what if you slipped and fell if she wasn't careful? She sighed, watching him begin to undress, blushing involuntarily. I take a shower, why do you take off your clothes? He was strange at her question. Obviously if I didn't take it off, how would I help you take a bath? During the conversation, he took off his clothes, leaving only his underwear. He took off her clothes. She didn't have time to protest. He was carried into the bath by him. She blushed, then thought, shouldn't he help her take a bath? Had to share the bath with her. He sat behind, bit her ear lightly and said, let me help you. His hand touched her body. She blushed and wanted to struggle but couldn't get out. Obviously looking for an excuse to have sex with her. Two people keep joking. His hand finally stopped on her belly. Then ask her, do the baby know what parents are doing? As if responding to his words, the fetus in her womb suddenly kicked, pouted and said, it seems that even the child finds his father untrustworthy. I feel angry. I did not expect this child to be on the side of mother. They have a one-night stand with a romantic atmosphere.